Now here is where the second journal comes in, the one hidden in the wall. In 1971, a descendant of the Renner family named Carl Voss Renner was renovating the original farmhouse, which had been in the family for over 90 years. He removed a section of plaster in the upstairs bedroom and found a small leather-bound book wedged between the studs, sealed in a tin tobacco box. The book was Elijah Renner's secondary journal, the one he had kept hidden from the start in case the army ever came. It contained transcripts of his conversations with Arvik, not summaries, direct quotes, page after page of them. And it contained the final conversation, the one that took place on the night of October 8th, 1879, the evening before the cavalry arrived. According to the journal, Arvik told Renner that he knew the soldiers were coming. He had heard them somehow from miles away. He told Renner not to fight, not to lie, not to die for a stranger, and then he told him the thing that has never been published until now. He said, "Your people will be told that we were never here. They will be told that the bones in the ground belong to animals. They will be told that the cities under the soil are mistakes of geology. They will be told this for 150 years. But the soil keeps memory better than men do. When the time comes to remember, the soil will speak first. Watch the rivers, watch the dry summers, watch what comes up when the ground is opened." The journal ends with a single sentence written in Renner's hand on the morning of October 9th, hours before the cavalry arrived. It reads, "He said the truth does not die, it only waits." What happened to Arvik is unknown. The army records from that period in Montana Territory are heavily redacted and, in some cases, missing entirely. There is no formal mention of a captured giant in any unclassified document from October 1879. The wagon route the soldiers took east leads eventually to a railhead at Bismarck, Dakota Territory. From Bismarck, prisoners and cargo could be moved anywhere in the country. Some researchers believe Arvik was taken to the Smithsonian Institution, where giant skeletons were known to be received and catalogued during this period before being moved to undisclosed storage. Others believe he was taken to a military facility in Maryland that no longer officially exists. The truth, like Arvik said, only waits. Elijah Renner was buried in an unmarked grave outside Helena. His original journal was never returned to the family. His second journal, the one found in the wall, has been authenticated by 2 independent paper and ink analysts as genuine to the period. It is currently in private hands. Photographs of selected pages are circulated among researchers of the buried civilization. The full transcript of his conversations with Arvik has never been released. What does this story mean? It means that one farmer in Montana, in the autumn of 1879, was given an account of the world's hidden history by one of the last living members of a people who had been systematically erased. It means that the bones reported in 19th century newspapers, the strange foundations, the carved arches buried under 15 feet of soil, the cities that nobody remembers building, were not isolated curiosities. They were the visible edges of something enormous, something the army of the time was actively working to bury, both literally and in the public memory. And it means that Arvik, before he was taken away in chains, told Elijah Renner that the soil itself would eventually speak, that the rivers would erode the cover, that the dry summers would crack the earth, that every flood, every excavation, every mine shaft sunk a little deeper than the last would chip away at the official version of history. This is not a fringe idea. The pattern is documented. The newspapers are real. The bones, photographed in the hands of doctors and sheriffs, are on record. What is missing is the bones themselves. They were collected, and they were taken, and they were filed away, and they have not been seen since. Elijah Renner died believing that the truth would surface in his great-grandchildren's lifetime. He may have been right. The second journal, hidden in his wall for nearly a century, is one small piece of soil opening up. If you have read this far, you already know that something does not add up about the version of American history we were taught in school. The empty frontier, the simple settlers, the neat chronology that begins with Columbus and ends with the railroad. None of it accounts for what was already here. None of it accounts for what was buried. None of it accounts for the giant in Elijah Renner's barn, who told a humble Montana farmer that the soil keeps memory better than men do. The truth does not die. It only waits, and the waiting may be coming to an end.